National Touch Championship. Coming up, we have our under-16 boys final, Manawa 2 versus Canterbury. Joining me in the commentating booth for this one is Open Mix coach Hika Pene. Hika, no mai haere mai.
A tēnā rā koutou e te iwi, whakarongo mai ki a māwo, tērā mātou ko George. Manawa 2 taking on Canterbury. This is the gold medal match for the 2020 to see who'll be crowned the national champions. Got to watch an awesome semi this morning between Manawa 2 and Counties, and Manawa 2 just managed to pip them there, and a couple of players that stepped up to that one. Captain number 7, Maraki Omua, he featured really well. And also number 12, Bird, along with young Fletcher Carpenter on the defence in the middle there. And coach Pele Omua, he'd be super stoked, man. They got it there. But we're on the tap-off now. Manawa 2 running from your screen, right to left. And on the ball is the man we talked about there, young Maraki. He'll just take it up, probably set about 7 out. Reset, get the ball back, and he's working in tandem there with Sam Coles. 2 middles here. Oh, looks like they're going to run a little sweep around the back here. Oh, no, little 21 platform. Haven't seen this one for a while. Skip ball. Oh, nice. Nice touch there, though, by the Southerners, the Cantabrians. Maraki's just trying to find a runner. Late cut there, just on the back end of the set. Oh, and that's a hand over there, touch and pass. So it's a high-speed start to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's good defence by this Canterbury side, who got up this morning in their semi-final against a good Waikato side. And as we see, we watched this team yesterday, e hoa Hika, and
Tikato.
The real standout for us was Tommy Two Guns Rufiu. As we see number 3 here, making his way, Luca Tracy was also a threat down the middle in the attacking team, in the attacking play.
And here we have Manawa 2 on the exit now. There goes Maraki. They're just going to send it out to the right side, just planting on the 10. They'll get some fresh legs on there. Little check out to the winger, just shy there. Just trying to, here's young Fletcher on the ball, moving along here with Bird, Troyden Bird. He's got the ball. They're definitely trying to load the short side here. There goes Bird. Quite a physical touch, and that's a penalty on the back end. Unfortunately, they've obviously come out with a physical mentality there, Canterbury. So they'll get a recount here, and there's young Fletch there, Carpenter, all the way from Wartuck. He's going to get the ball back there with the Bruce Lee headband. Ooh, watch out for those nippy feet. He's currently there, boys high in the Manawa 2, but him and Bird will work in tandem. This is a sequence play. Bird will get the ball back, step off his right, just trying to draw in that outside defence. So now, Taurira, you can see that the Canterbury defence is really compressed in the middle, so it's opening up space for those outsides. But here they go again. Going to run this Gildy play where they run a sweep around short side, tuck play in behind. That's going to run to the line, but Canterbury, they'll pick that one up. Just reload from that left wing. Awesome feet there. That looks like young Orlando, all the way from Harden. Oh, Fletch, just gets the ball. Checks off to the winger. Is it a play through? Yep. And there we have, and I just would like to acknowledge Richie Heap, Harley Wall, and that's Courtney Hawke. She's just come back from the Youth Trans Tasman in Newcastle and had an outstanding series.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good start by both teams. No one has yet to capitalise, but I like the way this Canterbury side has come out with their defence. They're very confident and very positive and not going one-offs. So there's a good connection between the defence, and there's also a good connection between the attack, but the ref has called it back. Hiccup. Some good signs early on for this Canterbury attack.
Yeah, well, there's that Tommy Two Guns Luffy you talked about there. Had the ball in this, managed to get an overlap, a 3v2, but Harley, he's onto that, the adjudicator on the field. Here goes Manawa 2 just marching up the field. And this is where you'll see some nice direct yards. Remember, this is day 3. This grade has been going at it for 3 days, and this is the top 2 that have risen to the top. And here we go, Omu on the ball. He's got a bit of speed off the scoop ball in 2 hands, just trying to find an opening there, but that's another good set. It's a completion to their set, so that's a nice little win for the Manawa 2 boys.
Yeah, nice defence there by number 2, Roman Kennel, who also has some good speed. As we see this Canterbury side making their way towards their box to bring some fresh legs on. No doubt their coach would have talked to them early on in the match just to get involved early, to blow those cobwebs out. And we see a little error coming into this Canterbury yard pattern. So Manawatu back with the ball now. You said Omua, son of the coach, Pele Omua.
And here's Bird and Carpenter. This is their combination. So they've got two really potent combinations. Bird, he's just trying to find a player open. Late cut there by Fletch. Skip over to the wing, and they're going to touchdown in the corner. And I want to just pay a bit of homage there to the Manawatu defence. So they shut down Canterbury off the back end of a threatening set, and then they come on. Here we go. Late cut here. Here goes Fletch over the top. Just catches it in the corner, puts it down, and that's a touchdown. And Manawatu open the account. It's 1-0 in the 16 boys final.
Yeah, that's the second left to right. Fletcher Carpenter has thrown. The first one, unfortunately, was called back. But Manawatu finds success down that right side with that left to right off Carpenter. As we see, Canterbury with their first full attacking set down this end. And they have their two guns, Juani Stewart and Tommy, two guns. They run this backdoor plate for number 10. A nice left to right pass there. Unfortunately, it got away a little bit too far forward there.
There's that little gank, that little goosey there by Halbert Petty. And there is threats all across the field, and here we go. There's been some defensive pressure by Canterbury, and they're straight on it with Hawani Stewart. Checks it off to Tommy Two Guns. Touchdown there, and there it goes. Hutchinson, co-captain. And like all good Canterbury teams, they don't muck around. Soon as the ball was turned over, they got it, rolled the ball. Here's Tommy Two Guns, a little check over the top, and the captain touches down, number 7, Isaac Hutchinson, and they've drawn it up 1-1.
Yeah, that's good eyes up footy there by Canterbury. Not waiting for the Manawatu defence to get set before they run an attacking play. And it was just an easy pass. And Canterbury hit back. So we see Manawatu hot on the attack here. Through Omua. Throws that right to left.
Yeah, looking really smooth early in this final. As you can see, these are the top 3 refs in this grade. And really nice fives, you know, they're really opening the game up. So both teams get attacking opportunities. So that's touch 2. And they'll just ruck it down the sideline here, just shy of halfway. On come the fresh legs there with Halbert Petty checking off there to Stewart, Hawani. And then there's Luca Tracy. He's got speed for days. Here is at dummy half. He's going to get the ball, tuck it, go for a short side, drawn pass. And they're creating opportunities on that left flank.
Yeah, absolutely. And we said yesterday, the Stewart was once the fastest in the South Island, so he comes from a sprinting background, hence the speed off that scoop. So no doubt they'll look to utilise that speed. But joining us now is our roving commentator, Georgie.
Oh, kia ora T. It's been great out here on the ground. Everyone's hyped, ready for this game. They've been waiting for the showdown of these two teams, Manawatu and Canterbury. Last year's teams playing off for the bronze medal. This year knocking off the top guns. Counties, Manukau and Waikato, putting them in the bronze positions this year. This is their time to shine. Boys, what have you liked so far?
Yeah, I've liked just the open style of touch. Everyone's pretty much grinding. It's nice and direct. Look at those yards up them, just down the sideline. He's probably made about 15 metres on touch 3 there, Georgie.
Yeah, 15 metres, and that's been great. These boys that you've talked about, Two Guns, has been leading from the front, setting up opportunities all day. And here we go once again. Number 11 is on fire.
Yep. And we see Canterbury strikes back. The saying goes, you never bring a knife to a gunfight. And Tommy Two Guns says, you never bring only one gun to a grand final. Tommy Two Guns with a beautiful scoop and a right to left. Hitting back is Canterbury.
Tell you that's paper. Here we go, man. Canterbury take the lead 2-1. This is the 16 boys final in the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse Junior Touch Championship. And man, Tommy Two Guns. Yeah, man. I hope he likes his new nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Left to right, off balance, and he's come to play. This is one of the top dogs in this grade, Maraki Omua. And if you just look, he was quite off balance when he gets this ball. So he spits inside, a little reverse, gets it, and just sort of off through the hip, over the top. Beautiful finish by number 10 in the corner, and that is Vunipolo.
Yeah,
Too smooth, too cool. What a great touchdown there. Passing out wide. Vunupolo answering the questions of Manawatu, bringing them back into this game. We have a showstopper, taking it 2 apiece. This is all we ask for, people. A great grand final in the under-16s boys championship.
Here we go. Here's this combo again. We've got Tracy out there working in tandem there with Kennel. There's the Kennel combination. Oh, left to right over the top. Just looks to reload if they can check this ball back in. He's going to go short side scoop here. Oh, just finding an opening hole, gaping opening hole, and you know, you could drive a couple of waka through that gap there, Taurere.
Oh, absolutely. Jackson Foster just driving his bus through this gap. Nice little dive there. And it's good ping pong out there at the moment, Georgie.
Yeah, nice split decision. Once again, it could be 50-50 on the call who gets the touchdown, but Canterbury capitalise on this one. We talked about it before. We do not get replays. We cannot go upstairs. We need to make a decision, and Canterbury have paid with a touchdown.
Yeah, and just want to acknowledge also Halbert Pere with that assist. Here we go, Manawatu on attack again. Just coming through, ball in 2 hands, show. Oh, just slid off. That was an excellent touch there. Great touch there by co-captain Isaac Hutchinson. They're just looking what we call a bit of a waster. Just trying the slate cut. They've run this a few times, a slate cut. Yeah, and it's was a touch and pass, definitely like a touch and pass from here. So Canterbury have scored. They've come down and they've deed them out, and coach will be excellent. He'll be really, really stoked. Paul Harris.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Paul Harris has done his mahi. And I think we have our score wrong. It's 3-2.
Unofficial score at the moment, unofficial.
Kuia. So Canterbury making their way up the field. They have their strikers. I've liked how Hoani Stewart has been a good setter. Sets a nice platform. Good long ball there.
Oh, great read there by Courts Osler. Hopefully I've said that name correctly, by the winger there from Manawatu. Beautiful read. He was up in that inside channel from the wing. Nice little check. Now this is smart. This is onto it from Manawatu. Maraki just seen the outside defence lifting up. He checked the ball inside, and now they've got to the 10 and it's only touch 2, and they'll just get shy of halfway. Another nice little check there, touch 3, just keeping the rhythm. On comes Bird. Here's Fletch there with the old Bruce Lee headband there. Yes, who's the dragon?
Yeah, I think the best stepper of the team gets to wear the headband. I think that's how it works.
Nice. Good work. But this is definitely really good how they complement the combinations, Manawatu.
Yeah, absolutely. They're bringing a lot of variation in their attack as we see Canterbury. This has been one of their strengths over the course of the weekend, is their ability to make yards. Look at this, number 16, Sam Cole, just chewing it up, followed by Kylam Vunipola Omotakuhe, followed by...
But here goes 2 guns. He's in the in goal again. Tommy, man, he's just toying with the defence now. Tommy, like you said before, don't bring the old marapi to the old pūwhawhai there, cuss.
Yeah, koia. And we see Tommy, 2 guns, just showing his guns out there at the moment, Georgie.
Yeah, once again, with speed to burn, showing a little bit of goosey, ball in 2 hands, opportunities left, right, too much speed. Manawatu are right there, unlucky to get the touch. Tommy, 2 guns, too much.
And at the moment we have an unofficial score of 4-2. Canterbury a lead, just shy of 2 minutes, so this is quite vital for the Manawatu attack. Here we go, the man that's hot, Maraki's got the ball, just over the top, and he makes his long passes look easy there, George. Oh, and ball in, and that's what happens when you have the ball in 2 hands. Courts again, number 30 from Manawatu.
Yeah, Ulster capitalising with a touchdown for all his great defence, catching a long ball there. Beautifully done. He gets a rest for scoring this touchdown. Lock and loaded with the long ball. Show and go. Goosey, 2 in hands. Shows the space. Goes himself. Beautiful touchdown.
And I think that's just that, just lack of communication and just a little lapse. Both players just didn't talk. And ball in 2 hands. Look, show, touchdown.
Yeah, just like Moses in the Bible, parts like the Red Sea, dives in, touchdown.
Stop it. Here we go. Canterbury on attack there. There goes Roman Kino on the ball. And there's Luca. He's got speed. We talked about him yesterday, actually. There's a game on here. And he's got a bit of a sprinting background there, Luca Tracy. So gets the ball in 2 hands. Oh, nice little injection of speed, and there we go. Canterbury looked a touchdown just before the half.
Yeah, I guess that's the theme of this game is ball in two hands. Having that ability to pass left and right and to go themselves. Both teams finding some success through this basic fundamental of touch football.
Here we go, Bird. Carpenter on the ball. Let's see what they've got up the sleeve. And we've got Winterburn just sitting at left link there, Tainui. So Bird's going to get the ball back maybe, yes. Oh, a little bit of space there. Oh, they just tried to run a little follow play. Sneaky little follow play there on the inside.
Yeah, nice variation in this Manawatu attack. I think that's the first 3-3 play we've seen. They like to throw the ball around here. Nice
Bird.
passive link. Winger is open on the right side there, but good covering defence by this Canterbury team.
Yeah, they just slid off, didn't they, Canterbury? And they're going to go nice and direct for touch one. Coming around the back here, and this is huge metres that they're gaining here, the Canterbury side. And look at young Tom Harris, dummy half there for Canterbury. Beautiful half pass, and he's going to cruise through. Oh, Horbert Petty. Geez, I really liked the timing in that set just to finish off the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And at halftime, Canterbury lead 5-3. We cross back to our roving commentator, Georgie, for your analysis of the first half.
Oh, it's been a good game. Seesaw battle, tries galore, try fest. This has been exciting stuff. 8 touchdowns takes us into the first half. Canterbury dominating early. Manawatu getting back into this game. I think the coach wouldn't be happy with the defence through the orange zone, just letting Canterbury eat the metres up and having something nice to finish on the 5-metre zone. You're looking to the field, you want some action, there it is right there. Some people showing their stuff because they didn't show their stuff on the touchdown line, going tryless. So they go pantsless.
Yeah, and we look like we got old Krusty the Clown out there for some halftime entertainment. I wonder who's behind the mask, Georgie.
Behind the mask, Touch New Zealand didn't even pay for this entertainment. How much value can you get from this?
Yes, interesting. Well, we could have a new theme. And yes, great work there. Great work.
I've never heard you speechless, mate, but that Krusty the Clown got you. Here we are, fly on the wall, looking at the Canterbury boys with a score of 5-3. The coach there laying the laws down. He's got the notebook. He knows the deal well, putting the little notes down so he can gather his thoughts and give constructive feedback to his team. What would he be saying, Hikapeni?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's always good to start with a positive when you come into those team talks. But I think he's probably just touching on the opportunities maybe that they created and didn't quite finish, especially in that far left-hand corner. They just managed to get on a 3v2 and it was just the last pass. The timing was out and they probably could have put a few more away and been up maybe by a few more. But I just see, George, that on the Facebook page, we've got a couple of your friends over there in the USA of Touch come to say hello. And who are some of those people, George?
Yeah, we got a man up in Portland, Oregon, Craig Martin. He's always a fan of here. Great developer of the sport, great ambassador of the sport, and plays it very well for the Galaxy Worldwide team and the Portland Hunters. He's watching, seeing what the new moves are in New Zealand. Shout out to you, Craig. And also in San Diego, we got a few of the punters there that do a great job there. And Richie Walker, the Skywalker's always doing his thing. He's back in New Zealand, but tracking over all over the world. Saying hi to their whānau back here in New Zealand.
Yeah, and I would just like to say arigato to a couple of players over there in Japan, Mr. Keite and Mr. Hiakai, who are tuned in today. So speaking of Hiakai, what a feast of touch we have for us in the second half there, Te Aorere.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and it's a good start from the kids.
And here we have Canterbury on your screen. And these are new strips, Georgie. Canterbury have been traditionally wearing the same plain strip for a long time, and don't they look sharp?
Don't they look sharp? They've come with a new vibe, new theme, new values, new systems, and they've come to play. A lot of thought has gone into it with earthquake theme there. You might have heard the story or read up on it. We might look into it, bring one of the Canterbury boys to say the history behind the uniform and that, and how sharp do they look, Hikapeni?
Very sharp, and these Manawatu yards are looking sharp. There goes Fletcher. They're just going through their hands there. Young Orlando's just number 14 there, going into dummy half. On come the fresh subs, so here goes Maraki, just finding sort of the centre of the field. Yeah, they've just lost a bit of timing there, but I'm sure they'll fix that up. So it's touch 4 to my knowledge. just trying to move the ball. One more up their sleeve. Just going through the set, and just unfortunately lost it on the back end. So they just lost their way coming out of the sub box a bit, George. Nerves?
Yeah, I think Paleo Moore wouldn't be happy with that start. He would have said some words, and that's probably not what he would have asked for, people not being at dummy half. Hopefully they get their rhythm and get their groove, getting up fast on defence, cutting down these yards, and be more constructive and more potent on the 5 metre line.
And I'll tell you what, it's just so awesome for those players that have ever played in a final, probably in front of the biggest crowd you've ever played, knowing this is a stream game. There are a few nerves around, isn't there, George?
Oh, totally. And when you look at this Manawa 2 team, I think pretty much every player is pretty much new to the final scene and playing finals here today. I think pretty much everyone can come back, or over 80%. One person moves on, so they're going to be here for a long time, and I'm pretty set on seeing them in the top 4 next year as well.
Nice. And there goes Helbert Pere, along with Stewart there, Hawani and Tracy. Tracy at half, running a little 32 peel with a wrap. Yes, a nice variation on the attack there, Tauriri.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's also some good defence there by Manawa 2. They've come out guns blazing at the half, and there's not much a coach can say at half-time in these finals. You're not going to change too much of your play. All the mahi, all the game plans has already been set, but it's a lot of it in the halftime talks is to inspire, to bring a bit of inspiration and motivation to your team. So it seems like that's the message that's been relayed by Coach Pele Omua in the halftime.
And there goes the captain, dotting down again, Isaac Hutchinson.
Isaac Hutchinson, man of the moment. They tried it before and got a penalty. They do it again. I didn't think this was going to happen. 33 play, bouncing out the length with the OZ. They call it all the tricks. Quick footwork. The middle wasn't fast enough to get over there. Hutchinson, the man.
And I'll tell you what, he's led this team really, really well. These boys have just got on with their job. They've had really good connection with the officials, and it's opened up, so they take the lead now 6-3. But by no means, there's so much time. There's still 12 minutes left in this final. And here goes Bird. He's just looking for, Orlando. He's just trying to find, just trying to pull that Canterbury defence out.
Fletcher once again, Carpenter. He's been strong all tournament. He's a person that I've seen doing well. Not a man of great experience, but great stature in this tournament. He'll be one that the selectors will be looking out. Solid in all platforms. Set up their first touchdown. And some great defence.
Yeah, and Canterbury look really comfortable now defending their line, Tauriri.
Yeah, and their confidence and being comfortable comes from this 3-point lead. They can start to move the ball around. They can start to implement more into their game. And they don't have to chase a big score down. They just have to maintain and complete their sets. And hopefully come away with penalties and repeat sets like this.
Yeah, because they're playing positive touch and they're just going through the motions. Like they pick up a penalty. Everything's going their way. Here's Hawani Stewart again on the ball. And here we have young Jordan Asoli get the ball and just check off. So they're slowly starting to inject different players into their game plan, George.
Yeah, they are, and like you said, they've been trusting the processes. The coaches have been working on them. They're going through them, so that there's no pressure on them, and it's been working for them. We're looking here with a nice little play with a 33. Everything's been a nice play. It hasn't been rubbish. So they're very well drilled, trusting their processes. Like Corey Governor from the unit talks about all day, every day, it is showing on this occasion.
And I find it interesting how they've just sort of injected Jordan Asoli in the Canterbury attack now. Just a new player we didn't see in the first half. And we talked about the coaches. The good coaches are good at making adjustments live. And they've obviously just slowly started to inject them. Here goes Hawani. He'll get the ball. No, little outside play here to Helbert Pere. He's got the ball in two hands, and he's a real threat.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going back to that tricks out, bouncing out play with the step back in. They found a bit of success with it earlier on, so they've tried it again. But there's nice, like you said before, Hika, there's nice variation in the attack. Little Goosey there by the speedster, Luca Tracy.
And hasn't the old Goosey come back, George?
Yeah, it has. It's very prominent these days with a lot more man-on-man defence. So they're working them. There's not an instant shut. So it does come into play as two guns are shown. It's worked twice for him. Straight onto the line. Gets a miscount there. 4 + 1 + 2 is 6.
And that's a huge win for Manawa 2. They've had to do back-to-back sets on D. and they managed to hold them out. Here's a sneaky little play down the sideline. Yeah, a little forward pass. Just got picked up on the inside, but that's good to see Manawatu still rolling the dice.
Yeah, absolutely. They're still playing those big confident plays, and this is the stage to do it in the grand final. But Canterbury spoke to the coach earlier, and he said 300 players trialled for this grade in the under-16s. So they had a massive task to cut down to 16 of their finest down in the Canterbury area.
Unbelievable. That's more than all of our trialists put together back home. 301 grade. There's that speed of Luca Tracy. Remember the name. I know we've talked a lot about Tommy Two Guns, but Luca Tracy, super fit. He's just got a really high stand. There's that little goosey again.
Yeah, he was a bit quiet yesterday, but in this final he's stepped up. He's backing his pace and that little goosey that's come back into fashion.
Oh, what's that called, George?
Yeah, it's about winning the 1%ers there, Hikapeni. As you looked away, you would have missed that. It was just a loss in the ruck. You've got to be strong in that ruck and win it every time. Beat him to the bend, get low, keep the ball protected, and nice and strong, grounded ball. You want your person nice and ready to pick up that good stuff.
And that's why we got these referees on this game. They don't miss a beat. So here we go. Just slowly taking their time. Here's Tommy Two Guns. Oh, just a nice little step off his right foot, and he looks real composed with the ball. Another goosey. He tucks that ball, just puts it in one hand, tucks, looks to pop it over. He's just asking the player if he made the touch. Yes, and great honesty there. That's what this game's built on there, George. Was it called a touchdown? I'm pretty sure. He's gone through and he's missed a touch, but he's actually asked him. He's come through, he's gone, miss, yep, no touch. Yeah, he hasn't called the touch. You don't see him once call the touch. He just sort of looks away. And then the player asks him, and that's honesty at its best, what this game's built on, George.
That's beautiful. Holy hicka. Mate, that was right on point. Honesty is what this game is about. And like how he played through and wait for the whistle of the referee, put the ball down. If he didn't and asked the questions before he put it down, it wouldn't have been a touchdown. Two Guns, you are in fine form.
Oh, unlucky. So that play they ran, it's a nice little play. You sort of show like you're going to run on the outside shoulder of your attack, and then you come on the inside. But because it was a premature move, the player just went through the motions and unfortunately played the ball before he got touched. But I like it. Some good variation coming from the Manawatu.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking over to this Canterbury side, I've really enjoyed watching their transition, going from the fence to their yards. They're finding a lot of attack down this end of the field because they're doing the mahi early on in the set.
You're just having a little bit of problem there with the old Pangaro. Just seem to be forgetting the count. But they're looking like all those great Canterbury touch teams, George? They get their nose up. They just do the basics well.
Basics well all day. Canterbury are renowned for it. They know their fundamentals. They work on it. They work the kids through the systems and the development phases, and it's paying off here. Manawatu had a little sneak of good defence there. They got up, blocked them out. A little bit of spring in their step. They're not out of this game. Oh, nice little follow out. With a recount. Carpenter.
Yes. Didn't they set that play up well, though, Just hinted on a little follow with just a little outside bounce. So these players have been putting a lot of time in just to perfect their moves. So Fletcher will get the ball back. Great defence coming in. Tell you what, I really like the look of that Halbert Petty, not only on attack but on defence also. Just trying to get in. He was off. Good honesty. And there's Bird. The big Bird comes in and with a nice touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like he dived from the 5 metre line there. Big, mature, tall boy Bird. And gets one back for Manawatu, closing the gap to 3-point lead. 7 points to 4, 5 minutes to go. That's plenty of time, Georgie.
Yeah, that's right. It's not over till it's over. New Zealand know all about this at the World Cup. They were up 7-1 in the grand final in the New Zealand men's 40s. And then with 2 minutes to go, it was 7-6. And locking it up in the last second, taking it to 8-6. But it just shows how many tries you can score in a short period of time. Oh, here he goes again. With that inside step. Is it Hutchinson?
It's Hutchinson.
Yeah, and I think that's where they've really exposed Manawatu on the inside defence. So they'll just throw a nice little long here. Canterbury, they'll set it up, throw the ball out wide, and want the Manawatu left side defence, they're running the opposite way. And so it's a lot of work to try and get back and cover that inside, George.
Yeah, mate, if it's not broken, why do we try and fix it? Do till it stops. And right now he's done it twice and dotted down twice.
But just want a bit of an injection of energy in the Chaurere from the boys from the Manawatu.
Yeah, throughout the weekend we've talked about spark, and it takes one play or one little pass or a nice defensive touch, positive touch. Manawatu are lucky there. The defensive line of Canterbury is penalised, allowing them back into an attacking set. And we have the big bird out there again. Nice right to left. Good confidence early on in the piece. And Manawatu are rewarded for it.
Yes, and there's Vuni Pula touching down in that left-hand corner. And Bird, look at this pass. It's probably travelled, George, 25 metres. Good flight, and there's that slam dunk in the left corner. That's what Manawatu needed. Straight back now, and if they can D them out, get another one, like George was talking about, you can come back from anywhere.
Yeah, right on the money there. And Bird, I'm going to call him Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye Bird loads it up and sends it out wide. Beautifully on the spot pass. Eagle Eye Bird does it this time, brings them back in the game with 3 touchdowns to get back in it. Anything can happen. 3 minutes to go.
Eagle Eye. Nice. Tommy Two Guns. Eagle Eye. Man, these guys are going to go away and make T-shirts with their nicknames on it. Here we go on the ball there. Kino checking it off. Oh, nice little show. Nice little dummy there by Jackson. Foster, he's had a consistent game also by Canterbury. So this is exactly what Pele would have wanted. Scored, they've defended them out. If they can get, really good go-forward ball here and get a nice scoop on the back of the set, they'll really set themselves up with a few timing issues here, but that's okay. It's only touch 3. There's Bird. Here comes Fletch. They could just open up these 2 middles. Oh, nice little bow. Well, yeah, that's what they need to do. Work them again. And here goes Bird. Remember, he's got this huge pass. Oh, play through. Oh, offside. Yes, and they picked up a great penalty.
Yeah, just what Manawatu needed. Needed a penalty, a fresh set of 6 in the back pocket to attack. Carpenter building something on the try line. Has he built enough?
And I'll tell you what, Courtney, she's been on the money at this tournament. She was in the great position as all the top refs are there, George.
Yeah, it's been a great game. The officials have been showing their stuff, opening this game up. And there's Bird and Carpenter, Eagle Eye and Bruce Lee Carpenter doing the damage, bringing this game back to Manawatu. And there's still time, mate. There is still time.
And here it is. Bird gets the ball. And there's young Fletcher Carpenter just gets the ball. And I'll tell you what, all the Rahui rugby supporters down there in Otaki and Brokawa Kironga who played for at the Brooklyn Battle, they'll be all cheering him on. So here we go. We've got a game on our hands. 1:30 to go. Canterbury lead. Manawatu 8-6 in the 16 boys final.
Yeah, with just over 1 minute to play, Manawatu will look to D this set out and hopefully get a quick one back. But the time is ticking there, Georgie.
It is ticking. They need to get hungry. Don't give them no time. Get up fast. Every second counts at the moment. It's no time to hold.
Yeah, there's Tracy. Oh, nice little change-up play. Oh, and that's the play. That's how you ice a final, George. They didn't show this play the whole game, that sweep, and they run a nice play. They had all the right people in the right places. So Luca Tracy comes around, steps back. They throw a little skip pass, and awesome stuff. And I guess that's why the top teams slightly rise above the rest.
That's class. That's true class. A little pass out the back door, so the shut had no option to go in. Too much time, scoring in the corner. And those are the moments, and that shows why Canterbury deserve the gold medal around their neck.
And here's Fletcher Carpenter working with Bird. These are people that have featured through the whole game. There's Bird again, just looking to load the ball. Oh, just couldn't quite hit the target, but they've played right to the death of this match.
They have, and the pass is only as good as the runners. I think he could have punched the hole just a little bit better. He may be tired, and it may be all over, boys. Tell us all about it. The crowd are going nuts.
That's Canterbury 9, Manawatu 6, and if you look at, I guess, possession, set completion, 1%ers, Canterbury was slightly better than the Manawatu boys, but I just want to take my hats off to Manawatu. It's been a long time since I've been in these sort of finals in the boys grade, so there's some great stuff that's happening back down there in the Manawatu.
Yeah, it's awesome. I take my hat off to the Manawatu coaches. They've been in the pathway systems, and they've been paying dividends and handing that knowledge back to the team. As we say with Manawatu, 10 new players to this system, and they got on the main stage. That is awesome. What do you got, T?
Right, no reira, e hikama, there you have it. Your champions in the under 16 boys grade. Canterbury will go back home with the gold medal around their necks. Tēnā koutou, i tahuri mai, i whakarongo mai ai, ki tā tātou whakapāhotanga.